Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm making this video on how to do proper personalized outreach because I know a lot of people are having trouble reaching out to projects, to developers, and how to actually get responses and how to get jobs. And I mean, when you're doing a job, the outreach is the first part of that whole funnel when you're bringing someone in. And so we're going to show an example, we're going to go through it together, and by the end of this video, hopefully you'll be able to get a little bit more replies and get a little bit more interest. I know a lot of people, this is how they do outreach, for example. It looks a little bit like, hey, my name is so-and-so, I do this, I've worked with this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, it's me, that's how a lot of people are doing outreach is, this is my name, this is what I do, can you hire me, sort of thing. And this is how we apply for jobs in a Web2 space. We send our resume in, we send a cover letter, why we'd like to apply. When we're applying for like a job in the world, we're not approaching them with a problem or like personalizing it as much. We're kind of just sharing who they are. They're looking at us and other applicants, and then they'll pick the best one. When we're doing outreach to try to get like a client in Web3 and any other space, we need to approach them and show them that we've spent time on the outreach and that we actually know their problems and how we can help them. And a lot of time when I'm doing outreach, I don't even mention my past or projects that I've worked with at all. And so I'll kind of show a great way to do outreach, which is going to get you a lot more responses. If your responses, if the way you do outreach right now is like, hey, this is my name, this is what I do. So here's an example. I just searched up like DeFi, pulled it up, and I found this project that has some issues that we're going to go over. And so I usually start on their Twitter profile, for example, and we just scroll through. And so there's a couple things we need to look at before we create our outreach message, and that's the problem. Why are we actually reaching out to them? What problem can we solve for them? And from the problem, there's going to be pain points. There's going to be stuff that they don't like. There's a reason they don't like that problem there, right? And so the goal with our outreach isn't to share as much as possible about us, but it's to reveal as much as possible about them. And so we're going to look at what problems we see, what pain points we see, and we're going to approach this like we're going to help them do better on Twitter. We're on their Twitter page, we're going to see what's wrong with their Twitter. If you're a community manager, marketer, content maker, this works for any of you. And if you do development, you'd be doing the same but looking at their app instead of their marketing channels like Twitter, X, whatever. So let's just go through it here. And so if we just scroll through their timeline, we don't see a lot of their posts, right? They're not posting anything. What we do see is their founder is doing all their posts. And so they're doing all their posts for this Harmonic Labs. And I'm using this as an example because I was just with my one-on-one coaching person that I'm doing, we use this as the example for them. So I'm just going to show you guys how we went through it just from scratch again. And so you can just see it's just the founder posting and the Harmonic Labs reposting. And so first off, they're not posting any of their own original content. That's not something any Twitter page should do, right? And so if we also go to their website here, they got a cool website. Who they work with, whatever, right? Here's how we innovate. They'll show what they do. They also do community. So they're the, community is the heart of a decentralized protocol, having one's community. They offer community as one of their services. Yet if we see here, they don't have any community here. There's none of their own posts. It's all the founder's personal brand. It's not the actual company's community. And if we scroll till we find one, right here, this is a post by them last month. They got 8 likes. And so they're offering community as a service, but they're unable to build a community themselves. And so they're leveraging the founder's personal brand to whatever sort of engagement, right? And so here's how we want to approach it. And so first of all, the problem is no original content. this is kind of the problem here. There's no original content. The content that does go out, we saw one post, has no engagement. And because of that, there's no community growth. It's all the founder's personal brand, which looks a little strong, but you can't just go off of that, right? You have a company, the company needs a community. And so let's go through the pain points here. So when we're doing outreach, there's 3 steps. There's going to be the finding the profile, and so maybe I'll stick that above. One is going to be find prospect. Second is going to be find the problem. Third is going to be find the pain points. And so you can't find the pain points before you haven't found the problem, and you need the prospect to find the problem. So we're going to find whoever it is. We're going to see the issue that they're having, which is there's no content, no engagement, no community growth. And from that, there's some obvious pain points. The founder's doing all the leverage off his personal brand, not growing the actual company's community at all. There's no time or team to create the original content, so we can tell they don't have a social media manager of anyone of that sorts. And they're offering community as a service on their website with the other things that they do, but they are struggling to build their own community. And so we can use these to craft a message which is actually going to resonate with them a little bit more. And it could even offend them a bit, which could be a good thing. And so even better, we can reach out directly to the founder. So we're going to grab his profile here. Let's say, hey Michael, so here's the message that I crafted from what we grabbed. Hey Michelle, I was just over on Harmonic Labs X page and noticed all the content is reposts from your account. Do you not have anyone helping manage socials for the company? That's a pretty, I'm just kind of pointing it out and just asking the question with it. Was just curious, and here's how we kind of draw out the emotion. Like this is just like, I noticed this, whatever. That's a problem. We're pointing out the problem. The second one, we point out the pain point. I was curious because I see you offer community on your website as a service, but it seems as if you're struggling. It seems as if you're having, let me reword that. It seems as if you're struggling to grow one yourself. Is that right? And so so if you can see this completely different from any outreach you might already be doing. You're saying, I don't know, another way some people would do this is, hey, I don't see you've posted any content. I'm a social media manager. I do this. I've worked with this. A lot of people draw it out onto themselves, like I was saying in the beginning. And so this one, we're not talking about ourselves at all. I don't introduce myself. I don't need to. They don't care about me. They don't care about whoever is doing outreach to them. They get 20 messages a day. We just want to talk about them. And so in the first one, I'm saying, letting them know, and they already know it, this is the problem that you're having. And then in the second one, I'm saying why this problem matters. It's because you offer this as a service, but you can't do it yourself. Is that right? And this one might offend them a little bit. It might make them be like, no, we have it, but we just this. Or, it's a good message to get someone to respond, because they might feel a little bit offended. They might feel like you're kind of contesting with them, like, and so that's why we do this sort of outreach, is we're showing that we can help them because we understand their problems, and we're not just making it about us, we're making it about the company. That's how you should do outreach. Hope this video helps. Share it with anyone, and sign up on the link in my bio, because we are launching coaching soon for copywriting, for a bunch of different things. It's gonna be sweet. Peace.